$10 million is kind of like the cornflakes that the cabinet spills before they get up and go into the parliament, but that's all right. The question for me is, how do we make decisions? And I'm a big believer in grassroots democracy, so is the Green Party. That's why we have no whipped votes, none. We believe that the job of a member of parliament is to represent their constituents and their constituency. So I would start by saying, guess what? I've got $10 million and I want to advise the government how to spend it. Will you please tell me where you think we should spend the money and the highest priority right now for North Saanich? I don't think I could get better advice than asking you.
I also come from the municipal government world. I think I've said that previously. And so I'm used to asking you, what would I do if $10 million was immediately given somehow through the MP? I would go out and talk to all the community associations that are in the riding and talk to the First Nations about what's needed in the riding. Having served in local government, I can tell you that housing and transportation always rise to the top. I could imagine taking that $10 million and partnering with the province and the federal government, like we did at the CRD, to build 2,000 more units, to see what we could do for affordable seniors housing. I can't help but think we have to ensure that as our population ages, and we have one of the oldest ridings in Canada, based on census data, that we take care of those people. If I had $100 million, which I know is not the question, but I have a few more seconds, light rail transit between downtown Victoria and the ferries. But I would also echo the need to deal with affordability in general. And so a part of me would like to take the $10 million and just write that check to all the food banks in the riding.
You know, it's interesting. There's an old engineering maxim that says what works, works because it works. And when I listen to my colleagues giving their answers, I found myself, when I looked at this question, this is really, I don't like this question, because what it does is it asks us to promote a vanity project that might look good for us as politicians. And so my answer is actually not significantly different than either Elizabeth's or Colin's, and that's, I had a conversation with Cliff McNeil-Smith a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him that question. I said, what is the, where are the priorities? And he began to tell me about a lot of budget shortfalls and projects on the books and infrastructure that is not being fulfilled because there isn't sufficient funds. So my answer to that question would be very similar. I would go to the mayors and to the council members and say, what do you have on your books? What shovel-ready projects do you have on your books that you cannot complete the funding for? Can I help close those gaps? Because it is the invisible funding, or the invisible infrastructure in the background of all of this that is the funding that keeps the garbage hauled away, keeps the water pure, keeps the sewage managed. And this is something that, although a lot of us take it for granted, we do have to continually maintain, invest, and upgrade it, because that is essentially what our lives depend on, what our civil lives depend on in this riding.